TikTok mom was caught faking cancer for attention. Let's see
this. This TikTok mom influencer just got outed for lying about having stage 3 cancer for attention, even being convicted of fraud after allegedly starting her own GoFundMe for it.
I said I had an illness, which was cancer.
At this point, I feel like influencers—
I said I had an illness, which was cancer. Right now, my aunt has cancer. She has breast cancer, and it fucking sucks, okay? And watching influencers lying about their fake conditions or whatever it is, it just puts the light, the shining light on them instead of actually putting the light on people that actually need help. Not fucking scammers like this.
Stories are just getting wilder and wilder for every day that goes by. Because at this point, everyone knows when you have a large online following, people unfortunately will be watching your every move. But what happens when you gain a huge following built on being a wholesome mom with twins, and then it comes out—
I fucking hate when people record their kids for videos. If somebody's faking something, an illness that can cause death for money, and they're also recording their children for views, I barely watched this video. She is most likely a horrible parent, a horrible wife, a horrible friend, a horrible human being all around. Like 100%. A piece of shit human.
Years later, that you actually lied about having cancer.
What is this?
Yeah, I don't know. That's rough. So let's find out. Because unfortunately for Brittany Miller, a 29-year-old mom TikToker from the UK, this is her current reality. And it's safe to say her fans were shocked when Brittany recently posted a nearly 6-minute-long apology where she admits to the accusations that she lied about having cancer back in 2017. Because this was news to basically all of her followers. And I'm saying like real news because this happened like, what, 2 weeks ago? Even though the actual situation of her faking cancer was all the way back in 2017. But this video really blew up, like way over 10 million views already. And again, the crazy part is all of this happened back in 2017.
I want to see the comments. If the comments are all saying, don't worry, Queen, all this. Everybody that got scammed, you guys deserve to be fucking scammed, okay?
And there's been tons of speculation online to what really happened since. Brittany's old best friend forever had even come out with receipts of her own just a few years ago in an attempt to prove her side of the story. But nothing concrete has ever came out until November 4th, 2025. Yeah, like 2 weeks ago. The Sun broke the news that police had confirmed that Brittany was indeed convicted of her crime, fraud by false representation. And in July of 2020, she was given a conditional discharge for 12 months and was forced to pay compensation and costs to the Crown Prosecution Service. Oh, what is that, bay leaf? I don't have a bay leaf.
Yeah, it happens to me all the time,
man. That must
man.
have been cilantro and the guac.
Yeah.
And the confirmation resulting public pressure forced Brittany to finally address the rumors that have been following her on social media for years.
I said something to someone within my immediate circle in confidence. One stupid sentence that I deeply regret. I said I had an illness, which was cancer. I didn't do this for malicious intent or to scam people. I did this out of desperation.
When you were seeing people donating and obviously being scammed, why didn't you stop? Yeah, you did it to scam people. Shut the fuck up. Maybe that wasn't the plan why you started, but that was what you continue doing.
I did it to keep the people close to me.
Yeah, this situation is just so wild. So, who is Brittany Miller? Well, like I said, she's a momfluencer from the UK, so I'm not necessarily—
Momfluencers don't have to be a thing. They shouldn't fucking exist.
The target demographic here, and I haven't seen any of her posts until this happened right now. So it's the tear-filled apology that we're talking about today. And that being said, she does have 3.5 million followers on TikTok, so clearly her content does resonate with a lot of people. And Brittany's videos mainly consist of her sharing recipes, going on grocery runs, and plating absurdly large meals for her and her family.
That's
she also shares a lot of her twin sons.
That's not
which
fine.
Also is a controversial topic by itself.
Yep.
Thanks, so the twins having that. Boys, is it nice? Bit of bread and butter with your chips. Oh. And that's my dinner.
Because, you know, content creators using their kids as the main focus of their videos and having them grow up performing on camera is a story that we've seen time and time again. And it's not like that hasn't ended badly before.
Yep.
Let's be real. We're kind of seeing time and time again that vlog family kids are growing up and we're kind of realizing that they're just unregulated.
Look, it's crazy to me how like TikTok in recent days has posted that they have an update to limit AI posts. So social media is trying to limit AI posts and people copying other people, but they're not trying to limit people using their kids for content, even though on these social platforms there's tons and tons of predators. I don't know if they're not like gauging the fact that there's tons of pedos online. or they're just ignorant and they just see the money and everything else is blurred.
Child actors, and that's a slippery slope. In regards to the mom, people do love her and her very wholesome, very beige family content. Brittany and her partner Ash routinely show off their matching outfits and present as this like perfect, happy family. And I'm definitely not saying they're not, but it definitely came as a huge shock to most reviewers to hear Brittany get on her TikTok account and admit to terrible lies seemingly out of nowhere. But it was actually due to the fact that The Sun had published their article stating that the police had confirmed them that Brittany had been convicted of her crime, fraud by false representation, and given a conditional discharge for 12 months and was forced to pay compensation and costs to the Crown.
Pay compensation. Get the money back to everybody that sent you the fucking money. They're not paying compensation to the Crown prosecution service. That doesn't do
service. And again, this happened back in 2017. So when Brittany states that she was struggling mentally and chose to lie to keep people in her life close to her, as opposed to doing it online for clout and money.
So I never wanted to talk about this time in my life because it was a very difficult time for me. So back in 2017, I had extremely bad mental health. I was depressed, I was lost, I was confused. I lost my partner, I lost my job. I said something to someone within my immediate circle in confidence. One stupid sentence that I deeply regret. I said I had an illness, which was cancer. I didn't do this for malicious intent or to scam people. I did this out of desperation.
I'm so confused.
To keep the people close to me.
So you're planning to keep people close in your life by like feeding them with like scary facts, with like scary illnesses that you might fucking die? Did you even tell them that you were in like stage 4 or stage 3 something? Like, I remember doing this. I was a little kid and I also did this. I have to be honest. I was 10 years old or 9 and I messaged my cousin. We were in the same class and this was like 9 p.m., 8 p.m. I was bored out of my mind and I messaged my cousin saying, hey, I have cancer and I'm probably gonna die. And I was laughing behind the keyboard so much and he started panicking. He was, oh no, tell your parents, please, you should go to the hospital. They'll save you. Please don't do this. Please tell them. It's very obvious that it was a joke. I told him an hour later, which is crazy. How didn't he tell his parents and how he thought how my parents didn't know, but you know, kids. Which is fine. I don't think that I'm as horrible as her, because at least I was a kid and I told my cousin like an hour less.
Keep the people in my life close to me.
And I mean, honestly, it might have never gone further than that, but according to the article in 2020, when Brittany had grown a decent sized following on her social media, she did a collab post with a breast cancer charity. And this is when her ex-BFF couldn't hold it anymore and decided to come forward with the story. And essentially, she exposed Brittany for lying about her health and accused her of starting her own cancer fundraiser and profiting off of it. And she also provided screenshots of text exchanges where Brittany is basically guilt-tripping her friend for not going clubbing with her.
When your ex-best friend lies about having stage 4 cancer, steals from you and your family, and is now
in between chemo sessions?
Her best friend at the time, she was awful to her. Like, she was awful to this girl. And
I was 100,000,000% right what I said in the beginning. Horrible person, horrible mom, probably most likely. Horrible friend, just horrible people all around. If you notice somebody doing shady stuff like this, they are not. Keep them out of your fucking lives.
Blackmail her into doing things with her, like, oh well, it's, you know,
keep my videos in your life.
Before I start my next round of chemotherapy, and you won't even come out with me. And Barry's trying to guilt trip this girl into going on nights out and going on piss ups with her because of her chemotherapy.
And there's also the screenshots of someone who is alleged to be Brittany sending out emails soliciting donations for her fundraisers that she set up. But again, there was no concrete evidence at the time, and Brittany's followers continue to support her blindly. Now, in Brittany's apology video, she claims that she wasn't the one who set up the GoFundMe and that she knew about it but had it shut down after people started donating. And overall, she's still adamant that she made no money from it.
People that I told then told a couple of others, and there was a fundraising page made on behalf of me, which I knew about. And as soon as I saw there was 2 donations, I had the page immediately shut down and I didn't take a penny from it.
So besides of scamming everybody, besides of being a horrible friend, a manipulative friend, now she's also lying that she took all of this down. Like, a fucking horrible human being,
you know, the police have confirmed that she was charged with fraud by false representation. So it's assumed that this was true after all, despite what Brittany's saying. She also does admit to lying about having stage 3 cancer, but also said that she only told one person. But then that snowballed out of control. And the only reason she told that one person was allegedly to keep them in her life. And Britney is essentially blaming her poor mental health, and to be fair to her, does take accountability and own up to it. As far as I know, she wasn't famous in 2017 and wasn't posting about this. But if she was...
Plus, you becoming famous is not gonna help your mental health. It's gonna destroy your mental health even more, okay? Somebody with a destroyed mental health, somebody who's emotionally not as strong and mentally not as strong, and you become big on social media, like just one small criticism might fucking destroy your whole day, or even your whole week, who knows, right? She should have never, ever started social media, okay? She is not for that job.
Still sending the GoFundMe around to friends, that's pretty shady. Plus, then you have the screenshots of her guilt tripping her friend, so you still kind of have to consider how insane that is. It wasn't just like one simple lie. But this is crazy because this happened before she was relevant on social media at all. But it's safe to say that Britney didn't clear everything up to her fans, because she had to come back days later with a follow-up video explaining everything again to clear up confusion. She tries to say that she wasn't using her mental health as an excuse and that she did not set up the GoFundMe.
Still feel like there's unanswered questions and a few things that I want to clear up and get off my chest. So the first one being is the fact that it's still being portrayed as if I said what I said to scam and take money from people. This is not the case. There was no malicious intent into why I said what I said. I said it out of pure desperation to keep the people in my life close to me. Yes, there was a fund
and that's why you're a dumbass and you shouldn't have this platform.
Fundraising page made on behalf of me, which I did know about, and I am guilty of that because I enabled it. So I am guilty.
Okay.
And I am so sorry for that. As soon as there was donations made, I had the page immediately shut down because I didn't say what I said for that. And the third thing being is the fact that people are saying that I'm using mental health as an excuse. Mental health is not my excuse, but it's my reason. No one in their right frame of mind would come out and say that unless they had malicious intent. I said it because I wanted people around me. No one mentally well would do that. 9 years ago, there wasn't a huge mental health awareness like there is today. And
wait. So this was in 2017, right? I'm sorry, but in 2017, there was a lot of mental health awareness, okay? It's not 1987, it's 2017, okay? In 2017, I was 16 years old. I'm very sure, even here in Southeastern Europe, in the Balkans, in the most fucked up place in Europe that you can think of, even here, the mental health awareness was on a large scale, very recognized, people were aware of such a thing, okay? It's not like, this isn't the 19th century, this isn't the fucking 20th century, okay? It's 2017, okay? Don't use your mental health for excuses to why you can scam people. And also you can't use your mental health to why you're gonna scam your friends of everybody, your fucking friends. You're gonna message them and lie to them. Was it on Snapchat as well? Like, there's another reason why you should be banned out of TikTok. Messaging people through Snapchat.
Maybe I wouldn't have done what I did if there was.
And here her tone in this video is very intense. It's different from the last one. It's a far cry.
There's no fake crying, huh?
Tears just days before. But then she makes things so much worse by saying that, hey, maybe she wouldn't have lied if people were open with mental health online like she is. So is she trying to paint herself as the hero here?
Excuse me, I killed this person, or I punched this guy in the face, or I robbed this bank. Because back then, there was no mental health awareness, so everything I did was 100% justified, okay? And there's still not as much mental health awareness where I live compared to the US. So that makes I'm justified because of my mental health to do more illegal garbage stuff where I live, right?
But this is like one of those ones where I kind of want to have sympathy for her because, hey, this happened all the way back in 2017. She wasn't famous then. If she came back and had accountability for it and was like, yeah, no, I seriously effed up and didn't do this, it would be easier to, you know, sympathize a little bit for her because obviously people make mistakes, some a lot bigger than others.
Yep.
But, you know, the whole goal here is to learn from your mistakes and move on and be a decent human being in society.
Well, for example, Logan Paul scanned people with that fake TikTok, what was that cryptos thing? He also did that crazy thing in Japan with the, you know, dead body in that forest. And he was huge back then, and he's still huge. He's one of the biggest douchebags, and he's not cancelled, right? He still has his online career. So Maybe if she said some dark, fucked up joke, which I'm fine with. I love dark jokes. I'm always gonna say dark jokes, whether it's whatever type of dark joke. But if it's some dark joke she said in 2017 and now she's being like fired up over it, that's not. I'd say people are dumb over that. But this case, nah.
And potentially a productive member in society. So like, again, you don't want to demonize people for their mistakes forever. And this happened back in 2017. So this is 8 years ago. But her coming back and making a second response like this, it's just not a good look. And it's not like she was really scamming her fans here because she didn't really have an audience back then. At least that's my understanding of the situation. My understanding is this was just kind of like a local news story. And I guess like Facebook groups or so on started donating to this alleged GoFundMe. But unfortunately for Britney, this isn't the first time she's had to deal with the internet's backlash, to put it lightly, because she's already had viewers called CPS on her back in July. And she came online to address the viewers again, getting teary-eyed.
Someone made an anonymous because you're obviously, report to social services about me and how I am as a mum, accusing me of child abuse, accusing me of lots of things actually, like a long list. So I got questioned about everything. But bringing my children into it is ludicrous. Like, why would you want to do that to them? Like,
but mention why you were called, why CPS were called. What were you accused of? Mention that. If you're trying to justify yourself, if you're trying to protect yourself out of accusations, mention the accusations, prove them wrong, and not just blast the person that accused you and called CPS on you. It's like someone telling me, hey, you're ugly, and I start offending them without actually proving why I'm not ugly. Well, there you go. I'm ugly. I'm just attacking them without proving them wrong.
Innocent babies, why would you want to do that to them? Like, do what you want to me, whatever. But to them, innocent children who are clearly very happy and healthy babies, that's crazy. That's actually crazy. Like, you're an actual weirdo. Like, you're an actual loser.
And I understand why she's distraught. Of course, no one wants CPS called on them. But she essentially goes on to call her audience, or the few members who called CPS on her, weirdos for involving her children. And I asked...
And you're a weirdo for faking cancer and making people donate.
Absolutely do not condone any of that kind of behavior, swatting CPS, all of that unacceptable. But unfortunately, this is one of the risks that can happen when your kids is a main focal point of your content. But Britney continued posting on TikTok like nothing's ever happened. And it doesn't even seem like she's lost too many followers either. So this was just, I guess, like a content break. You went from mukbangs to, whoops, I'm sorry for faking cancer, to back to mukbangs again. And regular programming will continue. That's what it seems like, at least. So definitely an interesting story that happened.
So she still has an audience. So CPS was called on her. She's recording her babies online that, like, they're not even, you know, at least kids in school who at least know how to talk and walk, right? That from what we saw, right? She was called out by her friend for being a manipulative dumbass. She also exposed herself for using cancer to get attention from her friends and family members. She also scammed them as well. And everybody knows that she lied to everybody on her whole audience for faking cancer, and she still has an audience of 3 million people on TikTok. Well, there you have it. There you have it. As long as there's dumb people, there's gonna be these types of influencers out there. There is. It's a risk. Everybody, please stay safe and please be more wary and cautious of these kinds of people. Okay? Have a nice day.